Round 10 of the Asia Pacific Grand Touring Challenge heads to the world famous Silverstone for what is bound to be another exciting 25-minute race. I'm joined as always by Jeremiah Morton. And Jerry, what kind of racing do you think this track is going to produce?
Good evening, Jackson. Thanks for broadcasting this with me. I think tonight's racing is going to be quite similar to last week's racing at Le Mans. I think slipstreaming battles will be quite intense down the back straight. But depending on the weather, we could see some slippery conditions in both the Pontiac and the Mustang as well as the Jetta.
Quite a quiet race today. Just 11 cars entered to get on the grid. But nevertheless, I'm sure we'll see some exciting action in hopefully all three classes in the race. Of course, as always, Mustangs, Volkswagens, and Pontiac Solstice throughout the field. So let's talk about the championship standings so far. It's 9 rounds down out of 12, so just 3 remaining, including today. And it's Ben Callow with a nearly 50-point lead in the Mustang class over Mark Dial, who has a 46-point lead over Gary Fishwick. And it's really only those 3 that are in contention for that. In the Volkswagen Jettas, Brian De Bruin has a massive lead over the rest of the field. Jerry, I'll let you run through the Pontiacs.
Yeah, in the Pontiacs, we've got Dennis van der Schilt with a 25-point lead over Russell Clark. And Brad Fenley is about 100 behind Russell Clark. So it's becoming a two-legged race at the top of the Pontiacs. We've got Craigum Hopkins in 4th and Gareth Lavelle coming off a very brilliant race at Le Mans. Coming with 121 points, which is just about it is the biggest point haul for the whole season in the Pontiac. So good job from Gareth last week at Le Mans, but that puts him down in 5th position. If he comes back for any more races, I'm sure he's going to be wanting to get a few more points, but I don't think he's going to be challenging for the lead. But that's pretty much the Pontiac field as we come to round 10 of the Asia Pacific Grand Touring Cup Championship.
And it's been the story of the whole year. In the Pontiacs, Dennis van der Schilt versus Russell Clark. They'll be going head to head all year long, fighting it out on the track. The championship standings are certainly reflecting that. Let's just ask you right now, which one of those 2 do you think is going to come out on top today?
Oh, for me, I definitely think it's Dennis van der Schilt. I think he's been showing some very consistent results. So that being said, I think Russell Clark probably has a more consistent run as of late. But we'll see. I think Dennis van der Schilt will be too strong at Silverstone. He's been very quick, about a second quicker than Russell Clark and Brad Fenley. But I guess we'll find out soon.
All right, let's run you through your track guide for today. It's round 10 of the championship, Silverstone, located in England in the United Kingdom. World famous racetrack, of course, Formula One, lots of history. And turn 1 of this place is pretty hairy, nearly flat out, but not quite.
Yeah, it's very tight through turn 1. Making sure that you don't understeer onto the exit there is very crucial. I know the Mustang has a bit of trouble there. The Pontiac's probably much the same. But then you come through, you come through the farm curve, and you then come up to some tight parts of the circuit.
Yeah, of course, on our racing, we don't have the modern version of Silverstone. We have what is now known as the Bridge Grand Prix circuit. 5.141 kilometres, 17 turns, and hasn't been in use since 2009, I believe. I could be incorrect with that, but I believe it's 2009, so quite an old layout, but some famous and tricky corners, namely Beckett's, and all the other sections of that S, those S's, very
Yeah.
very tricky. And then down bridge corner, down towards the end, another very fast right-hander.
Yeah, definitely. And just trying to find on the track where Bridge Corner is on the track guide. It's not labelled, so.
It's the third to last, the one under the bridge.
Alright. Stowy Corner? Not sure. Anyway.
Anyway,
Some interesting parts of the circuit. But yeah, 18 curves, 18 turns. Makes for some very challenging cornering. I think some of the corners really catch you off guard. They're very I mean, the undulation is very consistent. There's no real changes of up and down motion, but it's quite easily to understeer on some of the corners, especially the ones that have either long sweeping kind of characteristics or the really short, quick movement that you need to do. And I found that was really challenging when I was doing a couple of laps in the Mustang here this afternoon, and yeah, you have to really get it right, otherwise you find yourselves very quickly off track.
yeah, it's a very famous track, one that everyone loves. But I mean, you could probably say by looking that we only have 11 cars, it's also one that a lot of people actually quite struggle with. There's quite a few tricky corners, and if you can't get the flow around this place, you really do struggle.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just saying that the race is actually unofficial. I don't think there was enough drivers to make it an official race. So let's hope that the drivers still do at least do tonight's race.
Yeah, well,
Interesting.
I assume that doesn't actually have any effect on the Asia Pacific Championship. We'll hopefully get to talk with Oliver post race, but I assume that doesn't actually have any influence on the Asia Pacific Championship, which means these guys are still going to go out there and fight. And of course, incident points have a pretty big effect in that series, so they got more to worry about than just safety rating.
Yeah, that's very true. Thanks for confirming that.
First qualifying times should be popping up soon, hopefully. There we go. John Barry does the first time at 206.569. Oliver Searles jumps in the 208 flat. Ben Callow goes pole with a 206.5. So Barry and Callow pretty close thus far. See what Russell Clark does in the Pontiac when he comes around. Clark does a 218.7, Fenley with a 221. And Mitunya Uglov 217.9 out qualifying Russell Clark on his first lap.
Yeah, it's good lap from Mitania. He's done well there.
Just two drivers in the field that are not from Australia or New Zealand. Dennis Van Schilt, of course, from Benelux. I don't know how to pronounce that club. And Matonia Glove from Central Eastern Europe. So
Well, there's not much between Ben Callow and John D. Barry. It's actually, what is it, 5
half a tenth.
Yeah, half a tenth, so 5/100ths.
So we'll see if Ben Kelly can better his lap this time around as he comes across the line. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong driver here. Tom Barry does a 206.4.
Oh, he's lucky. He is
So-
very lucky because he just went off track just after the line.
And
Oh, he's
Oliver
lucky.
betters his time, but he only stays fourth. Mark Darwood 207.8. Where's Ben Callow at? Ben Callow's completed his lap, I think. So John Barry should get pole here.
He should. Good job from John D. Barry.
Interestingly, Dennis Van Schilt yet to set a lap time, only 1 minute left in quali. He's coming around onto the main straight now, so hopefully he'll post a time here. See where it puts him. Only on the outside of the second row with a 220.1.
Wow.
So Russell Clark has the upper hand in that little battle, but Matunya Uglov in the number 7 car, pole position for Pontiacs. So far, it's looking like everyone is finished, but we'll wait for qualifying to finish to give you the official results.
Yeah, Dennis is saying that was the worst qualifying ever he's ever done. So, yeah, being 2.56 seconds off the leader, that is a massively awesome lap time by Uglov. I don't think I've seen a more dominating qualifying performance right there.
Yeah, you're right. Quote Russell Clark, track feels so poo. With lots of those.
Alright, well, it's good they brought their toilet paper. One of them needs some sorbent sponsorship or something, I reckon. Alright, as they just grid up, they just get ready to go. Behind that beautiful Cancer Foundation Gold safety car Mustang.
Just run you through your starting grid. Then no Volkswagens today, so that makes it easy to split the grid up between the two of us. John Barry on the pole, Ben Callow alongside him. It's the number 2 car heading up the number 1 car, and then it's Mark Dial and Oliver Searles, 2 Blackadder Motorsport cars.
Alright, we get a full pace lap.
And Gary Fishwick rounds out the Mustang field.
Then we head back to the Pontiacs. We've got Mutinya Uglov gets pole by 1.2 seconds, followed by Russell Clark, Brad Fenley, Dennis Vanderschul, Brad Hay, and Alan Logan rounds out your field.
Hey Ben, who's Tohoku? Says don't give up, Tohoku.
As we just heard, we're going to have a full safety car lap, which is one of probably only a few in this season. So that will give the drivers a nice opportunity to warm their tyres up.
Because we don't have too much to talk about while they're on their safety car lap, let me just complain. I don't understand why we have some tracks with full safety car laps and some tracks where we do 2 corners. We'll never understand it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I mean, it's weird because some of the tracks you would expect to not have the long pace car lap, and some that are quite short only have 2 corners, and so it's quite inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean, like, we do the whole lap at Road America and 2 laps at 2 corners like Mid-Ohio or Oran Park. It's very strange, but anyway. I'm sure there is method to the madness somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it's not going to be a good battle up the front. John Barry and Ben Callow separated by less than half a tenth. So
Insane.
hopefully Ben Callow can not get as many off tracks as he did last week. Not as many slowdowns. And put up a good fight to John. And Mark Dial and Oliver Searles also very close. Less than a tenth in between them. Hopefully Gary Fishwick can tag along and stick on there, but you're guaranteed a top 5 if you're a Mustang driver today.
Yeah, it's one way of putting it. I think each one of the boys want to step on the top step of the podium, but I think any of them would expect, would think that a podium would be a good finish with only 5 cars. We were talking to Oliver last week, and he's really hoping for a good result tonight. It's a shame there's not as many numbers, and there's no I rating that's going to be on play here, but I guess that gives it a reason for the boys to go a little extra hard coming in tonight's race.
Alright, as usual, let's tip our winners. Gonna call Ben Callow. Just, you can't go past Ben Callow at the moment in the Mustang class. And I'm actually gonna tip, you know what, I'm gonna tip Dennis Vandershilt for the Pontiacs. I feel like this track will suit him.
Alright. Yeah, I'm saying Ben Callow in the Mustang, definitely. I think there's not much separating John D. Barry and Ben Callow, and I think Ben Callow made a few mistakes on his qualifying lap, so I'm going Ben Callow for the Mustangs, but I'm having to go with Mutani Uglov for the Solstice, because he's just been so dominative in qualifying that I don't think that Dennis can actually catch him from 4th, and I don't even think Russell Clark can keep up with him. So slipstream's a big thing here, so we may see that the drivers can still, maintain pace with him, but if he gets the lead, I think he's going to be gone forever.
Good thing for the Pontiac drivers, they get lots of slipstream and very, very little aero push. So that's a bonus. Normally you get them together.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the really good things about the Pontiac, is that it offers quite a good stability for what it is.
Safety car peels off then. John Barry will maintain the safety car speed.
Green.
Green flag waves. And the Pontiac stick to the back of the Mustangs, so we have a nice close battle. All of ourselves, look at that start. He's pushing Ben Callow down into turn 1. And Callow's going to try and go around the outside of Barry. Barry's going to hold on. They're going to stay side by side. Dial pulls to the inside of Oliver Sells. This is the most exciting start I think we've ever seen.
Oh, Gary Fishwick's just sitting behind this 4-pack, and he's trying to figure out where he goes and places his car, because these 4 cars, they're getting single file now, but they're quite tight.
Callow gets the job done, so Callow takes the lead. Oliver Sells has just dropped off the back of Mike Dial there. It's probably a bit frustrating for him. He could have gone to the front, and now he's struggling to hold on to 5th. Get this, Dennis Vandershilt is already leading the Pontiacs.
No way. Where's Muglov gone? He's all the way back in last. We'll have to figure out what happened there.
I'll go back and have a little bit of squeeze.
Go for it, back for an action replay. And figure out what happened to Mitun Uglov. So you see him coming through turn 1. Oh, he's had some contact with Russell Clark.
Down maybe. Because, yeah, he had a touch with Russell Clark, and then he's just pulled over going down the back straight. So I'm not sure if there was a slowdown, although I can't see where he would have got one.
Yeah, anyway, he's making his way back through the field now. He's just behind Brad Fenley and Brad Hay, the 2 Brads.
Pack 5 then, and the 5 Mustangs, apologies, have spread themselves out relatively evenly. And as have the Pontiacs at the front, but yeah, like you said, Brad Hay, Uglov and Brad Fenley are having a nice three-way battle here for third place.
Yeah, we haven't seen much argy-bargy from the Mustangs, but there was a little bit early in the Pontiacs.
Those first 3 corners from the Mustangs, that was fantastic.
Oh, it was brilliant. Watch for some Mustang drivers get a bit sideways coming into the end of this race. I mean, Ben Callow's already got it right out sideways, coming through the little curve there, but he's pulling out a good lead.
Yeah, of course, lap traffic, something we will have to deal with today. Didn't really have too much problems with it at Le Mans last week, but not too many cars in the race, but still going to be a factor.
Yeah, that's correct. Just going back to the Pontiacs, we got Dennis Vanderschult's got Russell Clark right on his tail. So Uglov is still being held up by Brad Hay. But here we are again. Yeah, the 2 championship contenders both fighting it out.
You gotta love it though. I mean, they just go head to head, race in, race out, and just battle it out on track. It's very entertaining.
Oh, it is, and you never see any rash moves or anything like that. It's all brilliant racing, brilliant sportsmanship by both drivers to give each other the room, and just pure amazing racing.
This is actually quite a good little battle here at the back of the Pontiacs. Or when I say the back, it's actually the 5 for third, but it contains the rest of the field. Brad Fenley down the inside.
Oh, he's going to get it done. I think Brad Hay's going to hold it on the outside. Or will he?
They'll run side by side up to the S's here.
Brad Hay lets off.
Fenley gets the job done. Alan Logan, meanwhile, just sitting in the 11 car, just sitting behind, watching all this happen, hoping that he'll get his opportunity soon.
Watch for Uglov now. Put the head down and try and catch the leading 2 Pontiacs.
John Barry's got the head down. He hasn't seen the gap, but it certainly looks like he is. Pulled in a bit of time on Ben Callow and pulled out a bit of time to Mark Dial.
Yeah, definitely. Saw last lap Ben Callow did a 206.126, but Don D. Barry didn't even get that close. It was 206.526, but this lap he is really pulling his finger out and he's closed the gap massively.
So coming towards the end of the lap, Ben Callow getting a lot of wheel spin on the exit there of the left-hander. So we've seen it before. We got a lot of trust in Ben Callow that will throw the car around and he'll keep it pointing forwards. We'll have a look at the lap times as they come across the line here. So Callow does a 206.6 and it's a 206.2 for John Barry, so it's pulled in 4 tenths and the gap is 1.1 seconds.
Good work from John D. Barry. Oh, that's going to be a slowdown for Ben Callow. He is cutting those curves pretty excessively. He might get away with it with the green AstroTurf stuff, I reckon.
It was nearly 4 wheels off track.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been right on the limit. He just got away with it though.
He has. Uglov's put the head down. He's lapping just quicker than Dennis Vanderschult, only 1/10 quicker, but he's closing the gap to the leaders, and he's pulling away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously he's going to need more than 1/10 per lap, but if Russell Clark and Dennis Van der Schild start battling, we could see Mitunya Uglov be a factor towards the end of this race. And of course, always depends what happens with the traffic, with the Mustangs coming through, anything can happen. So you just got to keep pushing hard and see if an opportunity arises in the last 4 or 5 minutes of this race.
Yeah, setting yourself up for a good run to the line. That's what it's going to be about. Preserving the tyres, because the track temp is very hot, and it's catching a few of the drivers out off guard, because practice sessions earlier today were all very cold, with only 20 track temp, and now it's up in the 40s. It's pretty hot.
John Barry, another 206.2, while Ben Keller does a 206.4. So Barry is pushing, he's trying to lower that gap. Meanwhile, Mike Dale does a 208.7, 208.2 for Oliver Searles, 209.3 for Gary Fishwick. So, as we expected, the front two are in a league of their own. John Barry just slowly but surely working onto the back of Ben Keller.
Yeah, these boys are pulling away. We haven't seen Ben Callow get the tail end out too much. He's still letting it rip on the corner of the exits, or the exits of the corner. So as I say that, Ben Callow goes absolutely ridiculously sideways. He is a Mark Scaife champion. He is.
I missed that. Just caught it. That was
Oh, that's ridiculous. I think every time he gets right out sideways, we need a graphic to pop up. I might work on that, and we'll see what I can manage for that.
Here it goes again. Looks. Oh, John Barry got sideways behind him.
They're trading some sideways action.
It's good to see. Two drivers are obviously pushing very, very hard, and this has championship implications, of course.
Yes,
Ben
sure.
Keller trying to extend his championship lead. John Barry not in the championship hunt, but third place Mark Dale certainly is, and Searles is catching Dale. So they're not directly racing each other, but they both are trying to get the best possible results to be in a good position come New Hampshire in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, that's right. As we just see, Ben Callow gets 206.7, while John D. Barry gets 207 flat. So
Yeah,
good lap from Ben.
John made a little mistake, so he's just got to knuckle down and nail another good lap here to try and keep the pressure on Ben Keller. No flashing headlights in the Mustang class, unfortunately, so can't use that to put pressure on. Just got to use pure out and out lap time. Meanwhile, back in the Pontiac class, Dennis Van der Schild's actually pulled a little bit of a lead over Russell Clark. So Clark will be trying to pull that gap in.
Gublov's closed about 7/10 in the last few laps, so I think his chances of getting up to this pack are diminishing, but yeah, Dennis and Russell are still fighting it out.
Oh, let's look at the recent lap times. 2:18.1 for Dennis, 2:18.7 for Clark, 2:17.4 for Uglov.
Yeah, ridiculous
So,
time.
He could catch.
Oh,
Maybe he gets second.
In the last 30 seconds, he has actually closed 0.9 seconds. So it's like he's listening to me and taunting with us. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the gap's 4 seconds when they cross the line. So, no, you know what? He might get there. He might be able to catch these boys.
I think if he puts his head down, he quite possibly could. With 12 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, I think the clock's going to be the worst enemy for Ugloff, but we believe in him. We reckon he can get up.
John Barry sets the fastest lap of the race at 2:05.931, and that is more than half a second quicker than Ben Callow. And as they cross the line, the gap is 0.5 of a second. So Barry also listened to me, putting their head down, catching Ben Callow. So these guys are having at it now.
I think Ben Callow would be feeling the pressure and heat right now. Yeah, John D. Barry closed the gap majorly, and I know I would be thinking, how can I outsmart John D. Barry? How can I put him off somehow?
What do you think? I reckon we might be getting prepared for some sideways action.
I think so. I think it's worked in previous. If you get a bit sideways and the person's watching you from behind, you can quite easily put people off that way. Especially coming around this corner here. If you get right out sideways, you'd be right.
Seriously tricky corner to get the power down. Barry is right on the rear bumper of Callow then. So they come through the left-hander. Whoa, he gained a lot of time through the apex there. Barry just lost a little bit on the exit as they head down to bridge.
Seems like Ben Callow's running a bit more front brake bias. Either that or he's using the brakes a bit more because his brakes are glowing a lot more than John D. Barry's.
Yeah, he certainly has an aggressive driving style, Ben, so wouldn't be surprised to see him using more of the brakes as he runs right out on the exit curb. So as they cross the line this time, keep an eye on the times. Lap 7 is a 2:06.2 by Ben Callow is delivered, and a 2:06.2 also for John Barry. So they've matched each other. And the gap, officially when they cross the line, 0.535.
Something to consider is, do these cars actually have rear brakes? If you take a look closely at the wheels, I don't think I can actually spot brake discs in the rear.
I'm gonna suggest that you stop humouring that possibility before you sound silly.
I think iRacing need to work on their brakes for the Mustang then. All I see is hubs, that's it.
Well, I could be wrong, but I'd be very surprised to see a car with only front brakes.
Man, can you imagine the brake failure? Oh.
Right, Pontiacs are coming around to conclude lap 7. And I'm going to keep an eye on the lap times because Mitunia Uglov is catching these guys at a vast rate of knots. So, Van der Schuil, 2:18.3. Clark, 2:18.4. Mitunia, 2:17.8. He is pulling in. So that's 6/10 a lap. So, the gap is 3.2. He's running out of time, but he's got to get the head down.
He's running out of time. There's only 8 minutes and 15 seconds left. And as we said earlier, time is the worst enemy for Ugloff. Two Brads are having a good battle as we head back to them.
This is quite a good race, actually. Only 11 cars in it, but there's some good battling wherever you look. So, always good to see guys getting in fights. Well, not getting in fights, getting in good battles with each other out on the track. Keeps it entertaining for us, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. At times like these, I hope Ben Callow's screen issues from last week have resolved themselves.
Brad Finley around the outside of Brad Hay at the end of the
Oh.
back straight. That is a Max Verstappen-esque move. That is good. Brad Hay went defensive down into the right-hander, and Friendly went, alright, I'll just drive straight around the outside.
That's
Thank
it.
you very much.
That's how you do it. Mate, I think, should we call him Max Fenley or should we call him Brad Verstappen?
I think Max Finley is a little bit more subtle.
Yeah, okay. Max Fenley it is. As you see, Alan gets an off track. It's only a minor one though.
So Ben Keller then is just slowly but surely just edging out this gap just ever so slightly from John Barry. And he's just trying to get the race win out of reach for John. So certainly pushing pretty hard. Well, he kicks a bit of dust up to try and maintain this gap, but they're catching lap traffic. Lap traffic is going to be an issue in probably the next lap, maybe the lap after. No, definitely this lap, I think. Alan Logan's just up the road, so this could be the game-changing phase of the motor race.
Yeah, these two leaders are driving their absolute socks off these things. These things aren't easy to drive fast. They're about driving the line really, really smooth, I found. Making sure that you stay on the racing line. As soon as you get off it, the car just wants to slide sideways, or just doesn't want to turn. Lots of understeer. So making sure that you stay on line, which Ben Callowell and John D. Barry have been doing exceptional job of doing, helps to go a long way to getting a quick lap time. And as we've seen, these guys are lapping, now 3 or 2 seconds quicker than Mark Dial Oliver and 6 seconds quicker than Gary Fishwick. So,
Wow.
pretty crazy.
Alright, Callow catching the back of Logan. Hopefully he doesn't get held up through the acceleration zone with his right-hander. I think he'll be alright here. I reckon he'll get down the inside. Logan makes it easy for both of them by the looks. Yes. Barry goes in a little bit shallow, but nothing too substantial. The two Brads Ben Keller has to deal with now. So not an easy place to pass through there, but gets the job done. And John Barry will obviously be wanting to avoid an accident, but also trying to catch as much time as possible as he can on Ben Keller. Brad Finley makes it fairly easy for Ben, but I reckon John might have just gained a smidgen of time in that lap.
Yeah, just a little bit there.
The gap was 0.98 last lap. Let's see what it is this time round. 1.3, so actually Ben Keller has stretched the gap a little bit more with less than 4 minutes remaining in the race. Meanwhile, it's time to look at the Pontiacs, because look who's come to the party.
Oh no, he has not. Oh, look at this. Ugloff is right on the back end of Russell Clark now.
So Russell Clark's taken the lead. Van der Schiltz in the draft. He's going to have a look. Tooney in the number 7 car's enjoying this. That was pretty close.
That was pretty close, and they're still very close on exit. Ugloff is licking his lips at the moment. He's like, oh, keep battling for me.
And they're going to keep battling. And Ugloff is Clark down the inside.
I reckon Ugloff, as soon as he gets up to the rear end, as they make contact. Oh, Ugloff is around the inside.
Here we go.
Oh, they're contact again.
Ugloff with a big draft. He's got to go to the left.
He's gonna go to the lead. He's gonna do it. Nah, he backs off.
Under the brakes. He backs out of it, but he's gonna get Clark
Russell
anyway.
Clark on the inside. Oh, I reckon there's going to be contact here. Oh no, there's not. Good driving from both Russell and Ogloff. Russell gets past Ogloff
Be
and just
careful,
pulls in
boys.
behind.
Gonna let Dennis Vandershield off the leash here if you're not careful.
Yeah, this is a
'Cause
big break
Dennis
from
has bought a
Dennis.
bit of a gap.
Come on, Ogloff. Come on, Clark.
And the Mustang leaders are about to catch this battle, and I don't think these guys are gonna get out of the way too easily.
No, something tells me they are not. Especially Ogloff. He's been having the head down. I think he's going to go for a pass in turn 1. He goes to the inside.
Turn one.
Gets the
Not-
job done. Oh
Kind
no,
of. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He's driving a very, very weird, weird race. I think times where he could be having the lead, he isn't. This is interesting from Russell Clark. He just backs out of it. He goes, okay. Yeah. I think he's thinking if Ogloff can put their head down and I can get the slipstream, maybe we can actually have a shot at Dennis. I think that's the only chance that they've got.
Yeah. Clark wants to win this championship. He's got to beat Dennis Vandershield. So let Matanya do the job and just leave it for a last lap battle. Ben Keller weaves his way through the traffic. Be a little bit more tricky for John Barry. So I reckon this race is starting to fall into Ben Keller's hands. Not over yet though.
Oh, Ogloff is pretty close.
This could actually be the final lap. Oh,
Oi! Has Ogloff lifted? Clark's got a massive run on him.
yeah, Clark's going to get him. And this may or may not be the last lap. There could be one more after this. So now you just got to go. Now you just got to fight it out.
Yeah, I think Ogloff needs to put the take the gun out of the holster, I reckon, and then take a fire at Clark, I reckon.
Keep an eye on Ben Keller as he comes around to see if this is the end of the race or if they're going to get one more lap. But I'm thinking this could be the checkered flag this time.
Yes, it is the
Yeah,
checkered
it
flag.
is. So Ben Keller is going to make it another win. And that just about cements him in the championship. John Barry was second. Let's have a look at the Pontiacs then, because it's Dennis Vandershield and Russell Clark. Russell Clark gets second then, so that's that keeps him nice and close in the championship. But Jude Uglov, well, he made it entertaining for us, but he only came home third. And it appears to be Brad Fenley, Brad Hay, and Alan Logan. And we'll just jump back to the Mustang battle, where it's Mark Giles who rounds out the podium by only about half a second over Oliver Searles. Gary Fishwick, about 10 seconds behind, picks up 5th place.
Well, what an entertaining race from Silverstone Raceway. We've seen that regardless of the field size, we're seeing incredible battles, which is amazing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see 11 cars and you think, oh, this might not be the best race, but that was a fantastic race to watch. And I'm sure it was a great race to be a part of, some of these guys. So.
Alright, who's your driver of the day?
Ah, man. I'm in a toss-up between Ben Keller and Dennis Vandershield. P.S. I picked both of our winners. Just wanted to let you know. But I mean, both guys did a fantastic job to hold off the pressure from behind. Ben Keller in particular, for a while there it looked like John Barry was really really coming, and Ben Keller just got the head down and he pulled a nice gap. Similarly though, Dennis Van der Schild, I mean, he started 4th and he jumped to the lead in 5 corners or something, and then was under some serious pressure and was able to pull a gap and win. So that was a politician's way of not giving an answer. What about yourself?
I'm really undecided, to be honest. A lot of drivers really stood out for me, but I'd probably have to say Dennis Van der Schild. I think his run from 4th to 1st, just how quickly he got up there and then how he maintained it. I think he led the most laps, which is what's going to give him the driver of the day from me.
Start of the day's got to get a hold of themselves. That was a killer start. Didn't really get to go anywhere with it, but certainly got a good jump. He just went early, and then he was absolutely nowhere to go. It was just about pushing Ben Keller down to turn 1. In fact, I reckon there might have been contact there. And then, yeah, he just had nowhere to go. Just about could have got to the front with that one. But anyway, that was certainly a very exciting motor. I certainly enjoyed that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll head to our driver interviews. We'll first talk with our Mustang winner, Ben Keller. I'll get you to introduce Ben to the commentary box, Jackson.
Sure thing. Hey Ben, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Mate, that was a pretty good drive. You're under a bit of pressure there from John for a while, but congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much. That was a really good fun race with John.
How'd you find the grip levels out there? I heard some people complaining about the difference between the practice session and the race session. Did you find the track okay?
Yeah, it was pretty hot. Like, it was pretty much around where default weather is, so it was quite slippery. I just basically tried to stay as straight as I could and look after the tyres the whole race.
I'm having a good laugh about that because I saw some pretty right out sideways moments throughout that race.
Yeah, but they're only little ones, so it was okay.
Oh man, I don't want to see our big ones if there was the little ones. Actually, I probably do actually want to see them. But well done, Ben. That was a very commanding win, a very convincing win, and you led for a massive proportion of that race. You're under fire from John D. Barry. He did pretty well in the first couple of laps to stick with you, didn't he?
Oh, John's got amazing pace. He just keeps missing gears all the time. It's basically like me with my slowdowns, I guess.
Yeah, 9 slowdowns from Le Mans last week. It's good that you didn't get that many this week, but yeah, I actually tried the Mustang today at Silverstone, and I found that was really probably the hardest thing about the Mustang is it's so easy to miss gears with a 6-speed shifter. I don't know whether it's the same with a just paddle shift, but do you use 6-speed or paddle shift?
Oh, I use the full H pattern.
Yeah. So it's really difficult. I don't know what it is. I think it's because you have to come out of in and out of the clutch slower than you would in a normal, Mazda MX-5 or other 6-speed gearbox cars on iRacing. It's just really tricky.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a slower shift. It's nowhere near as bad as the Solstice, though. That thing's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yes. They are pretty bad.
Hey Ben, Championship is starting to look your way in terms of the Asia Pacific Grand Touring Challenge. Final 2 rounds of the season. You planning on being here Tuesday nights?
Yeah, probably. Whether I'm in the Mustang for both of them, we'll wait and see. I haven't actually driven New Hampshire yet. I bought it, but I haven't touched it. So depending on how I go in a bit of practice, you might see me in a Solstice in the last round to shake things up.
All right, and how would that work with points? Would those points count to Pontiac or to just your driver points?
It'll just go to obviously the Pontiac points and the overall official championship.
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Ben. Congratulations on your win.
No worries, guys. Thanks for the broadcast.
We'll head down to Mark Dial and we'll catch up with him. G'day, Mark. Can you hear us?
Hey, Mark, do you have a copy?
Seems like he's not hearing us, or hasn't got his push to talk activated. We'll wait a little bit of time just in case he's trying to scrounge around for settings.
You hear me now? You got me now?
Yep, got you there. How are you doing, Mark?
Yeah, not too bad. That was a bit of a workout.
Yeah, it looked like tough conditions out there, up in the 40-degree heat.
Yeah, it was. It was not the way I'd set the car up, but yeah, I'll have to deal with that one. I'll have to change that for the next race.
Yeah, well done on holding up on the podium spot. That was becoming quite close at the end with Oliver right behind you, but you kept it all race. You're very consistent, and you managed to keep the car on the track, even with the difficulty in setup with the temperature change.
Yeah, my main aim is just to keep Oliver behind me because I'm actually ahead of him in the Division 2 Championship. So yeah, that's the main aim there.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing tonight. The race didn't go official, so it doesn't count to any iRacing points. But all points are full being scored for the Asia Pacific Championship. So that's good.
Yeah, I think it did. I think we got 11 people in there, didn't we? All up. I think you need 10.
Yeah, we did get 11 cars, but according to the little thing that says up on the top of the screen, it did say unofficial, so I'm not quite sure what the deal with that was.
I think that, yeah, we've seen that a few times. I think that's just something iRacing put up for the people who spectate. It looks rather strange when you have it.
Okay, maybe we just haven't noticed it for the last 9 rounds.
I mean, we have eyes, but I don't know whether we actually use them.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. I think it did. I've closed up on results now, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
All right, well that's good news then. I was becoming quite scared to see the unofficial race thing there. Initially when I thought that, I thought, oh, people won't actually try and people won't rock up, but it's good that everyone maintained. Actually did the race, so that was good. Talking about coming into the end of the season, the championship's getting pretty tight at the top end.
Yeah, it is. It's very close, and I'm just trying to get up a couple more spots and just see how I go. I don't know about the next two. I'm not fond of either of those two tracks.
I'm just getting the standings up. So you got you're coming in second, very close behind Ben Callow, only trailing by 50 odd points. If I'm not, yeah, that's right. So yeah, definitely coming to Suzuka and New Hampshire. Some good finishes and will ensure a very close finish. I think we were talking with Ben Callow earlier, and just before we talked to talked to you, and he was saying he might actually jump in the Solstice for the last round, so that's going to shake things up.
Yeah, that could definitely shake things up. I'll have to start working on a set for that one now because I actually haven't raced there at all in anything. So yeah, I'll have to start working now on that and see if I can put him under some pressure.
Yeah, I think it was a very wise decision from iRacing to add that to the schedule. It's meaning that a lot of drivers that previously, I didn't even know about the New Hampshire circuit, and a lot of drivers haven't driven it, so they're having to buy it, and that's good income for iRacing.
Yeah, I have seen. I did used to watch a lot of Skippy races, and I have seen them race there a lot. So hopefully, there's a lot of people that do have the track. So that'd be a bonus.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the season finale at New Hampshire. It's exciting times. I love the paint job, Mark. It looks brilliant.
Yeah, I like the yellow. I used to have it as a red and black one, but I thought I'll make it yellow so that it actually stands out and that people can actually see me when I'm coming. Get out of the way, or oh, here he comes. We'll move over. So yeah, Oliver says it works well. You can see me anywhere on track.
Yeah, well, it definitely shows up nice and bright along with your helmet on the broadcast. So brilliant work from your painter. I've forgotten his name, but Oliver mentioned him in the Le Mans broadcast. But talking about Le Mans, how'd you go with Le Mans? How was, from your perspective, how you went in Le Mans?
Yeah, in the BAM race, it was an interesting race, and Oliver made a rather daring move to cut the track at the last chicane there, and actually managed to scoop up a second place, which I keep reminding him about. But yeah, it was a good race, a good track to race, and I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. I did manage to get 2 wins out of 3 races there for the week, so I was happy with that.
Wow, that's brilliant results. Yeah, coming into the round, it was expected that we needed a bit of a book to read on the back straights, but it actually turned out to be quite exciting, and one of those races where it was very close throughout the whole thing. So it surprised a lot of us.
Yeah, I think the fact that I did 99 laps in the iRacing 24-hour and the Ford GT assisted me quite a bit, and with all the practice laps as well. So I knew where to slow down to where to stay away from, and everybody was sort of copping the slow down here and there, and they're complaining about it. And I'm thinking, well, I know where they are, so I'm staying away. I don't know what you complain about.
Yeah, I don't know whether you've heard, but Ben Callow managed 9 slowdowns in last week's race.
Yeah, I did hear that, and I was hoping he'd actually go a couple today. He didn't do that.
I think all the drivers throughout the field want Ben Callow to get more slowdowns. I think the only person that doesn't is himself.
Yes, it definitely makes it interesting when Ben's up the front there.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck for next round. Next round is at Suzuka. How are you looking forward to that one? Is that one of your tracks that you like, or not?
No, I've never been really all that quick there, and being the Mustang, it's not going to enjoy those little S's there. It's not very good at turning one way and another quickly, so it's going to be very interesting.
All right. Well, Jackson and myself wish you all the best next week. Thanks for joining us in the commentary booth, and well done on your podium place tonight.
Yep, thanks for that, guys, and thanks for broadcasting. It's certainly helping out the series. So well done.
Howdy, Oliver. How are we doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Well done on 4th place. There was some some interesting battles going on in front of you, but you managed to keep out of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of an uneventful race. The first couple of corners were a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But then after that, it was pretty uneventful. I managed to pull away from Gary. John and Ben just disappeared off in the distance. And yeah, I just couldn't catch Mark. I could sort of get close to him, and I thought I had a bit of a chance when he got held up by that Solstice at the end. But no, he was just always that little bit quicker than me. But no, those first couple of corners were pretty scary. I can tell you what, we were all sort of like, oh my God, did we hit each other? And I don't know how we all made it through. It's not really designed to go too wide through there. So,
Mate, you just touched on it. That star was amazing by you. I thought for a moment you were going to go from third to first, but pretty much just had nowhere to go.
yeah, that's exactly right. I anticipated the start pretty well, but I had absolutely nowhere to go. And so I thought I'll sit behind Ben and see if I was actually pushing him along the straight a little bit, seeing if I could go somewhere. And then, yeah, I ran a little bit wide coming out of the first corner, and Mark got along the inside, and then we're trying to go too wide through the S's, and it just didn't work out. But we all made it through in one piece, which was good.
All right, well, we've spoken with a couple of other drivers and asked their thoughts of Suzuka round. Is it one of your strong circuits, or are you dreading next week's race?
I wouldn't say it's one of my better circuits. It's not. It's a circuit I like. I think it's one of those proper old school circuits that hasn't been, let's say, Bernie Ecclestone. So if you know what I mean, like it's a bit like Spa. They seem to have kept all the character of it. They haven't had to pave the parabolic or put chicanes in and do this and do that and sort of bastardize the track like some of the other tracks have been. So from that viewpoint, I enjoy it. I enjoy racing through it. I don't think I'm uber quick there, but it is a good track to race on. In hindsight, we maybe should have done the west layout rather than the full layout, but the general consensus in the community was to do the full layout. So we'll do the full layout, and it should get some good racing. Every time I've raced there before, it's always been pretty entertaining racing.
Yeah, a couple of hairpins and some long straights as well. I think it's got a good mix of all the different kind of characteristics of different types of circuit. It's got a bit of undulation coming up through turn 5 and 6, and also the slow corners, the hairpins, and long sweeping corners. I think it's going to make for another brilliant night of racing next week with the Mustangs, the Pontiacs, and hopefully we see some VW Jettas.
Yeah, hopefully we see a bit more people. I don't know why a lot of people haven't shown up to this track. It could just be today. It might be a track that Suzuka's normally a bit more popular, or people seem to sort of enjoy going to Suzuka a bit more. So hopefully get a few more people show up next week.
As we were talking about championship points earlier with Mark, and we're talking about how it's shaping up to be a very close end for both the Mustangs and the Pontiacs. But we focused on the Mustangs, and Mark's about 50 points behind Ben Callow, and Ben Callow said he's actually going to be possibly jumping in the Pontiac for the last round at New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. Oh well, maybe Mark can give him a bit of a run for his money.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that he'd actually even consider that, because I mean, when you're leading the championship, you want to win the championship, and sometimes that means not jumping into other cars,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe, as I said, I know Ben. If you look at the overall standings, is like leading his division in both of the cars. So maybe he's more worried about that than this individual championship. I'm not really sure.
That would explain it.
If we're talking the overall iRacing one, yeah, he's in the same division. Mark and I and him are actually all in the same division. He's first. I think Mark's third, and I think fourth or fifth. So it'll all come down to the wire with that. But he's got a big lead in that in the Mustang. I don't know about in the Solstice though.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That's probably the reasons behind that. Awesome, solid results the last couple of weeks after you've finished your exams and everything. Good job at both Le Mans and tonight at Silverstone.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for jumping in the commentary booth, and we wish you luck, all the best for Suzuka. Are you racing Suzuka next week?
Yeah, I should be at the last 2 rounds. I don't see why I won't be.
Awesome, cool. Thanks for joining us, and
Thank you.
we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Well, what an entertaining night of racing we've had here on LitTV.
Yeah, it's certainly been quite a good race. All of us said it was pretty uneventful, and yeah, I think it was from where he was, but he's probably just about the only person that felt that way, because the race I was watching was pretty exciting in most places. So good to see a good race. 2 more rounds left. Of course, Suzuka, New Hampshire, and hopefully we'll see some more good battles in a championship that goes down to the wire.
Yeah, I'm dead sure that he is going to come quite tense into the last 2 rounds. A lot of the drivers are wanting to finish their championships really well and cement their spot in the championship standings. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been a production of LitTV in conjunction with Lit Motorsports, Black Adam Motorsport, GP Racing Karts, and utilising the iRacing simulation service. Thanks for tuning in, guys, tonight, and we'll see you next week for Suzuka International Raceway, the race round 11 of the Asia Pacific Grand Touring Cup Challenge.